The term Tagbanua, also spelled Tagbanwa or Tagbanua, may have been derived from Taga meaning people from and Banwa meaning countryside, and therefore means people from the inland area. Tagbanwa is the most broadly dispersed population on Palawan Island, Philippines. They live in the northern, middle, and southern parts of the island, especially along the island's eastern and western coast, near coastal plains and valleys in central Palawan. They boast a very rich culture evident in their own beliefs, tradition, and structure of power. Relying mostly on water for their livelihood, the Tagbanwa stays faithfully in their isolated islands away from the civilization of the city.
The Tagbanwa people are one of the oldest ethnic groups in the Philippines and can be mainly found in the central and northern Palawan. The Tagbanwa may be said to have undergone three main historical periods: the indigenous period, during which there were proto-historic contacts and trade with Hindu-Indonesian culture; the Muslim period, which included contacts with the Sultanates of Borneo and the Muslims of Sulu and Mindanao; and the Spanish, American, and contemporary periods. Researchers have shown that Tagbanwa people are probably descendants of the Tabon people, who lived in a Tabon cave thousands of years ago. The Tagbanwas inhabit mostly the northern areas and the central part of Palawan. The total number of tribe members is drastically decreasing lately. In 1987, it still had 129,691 members, but nowadays there are only about 10,000 left. The Tagbanwa practiced the ritual of blood compact, cultivated their fields, hunted with blowpipes and thick wooden arrows, valued brass strings and chains, bells, knives, and copper wire for binding the shooks, raised large and very tame cocks for fighting, and distilled rice wine. In the 19th century, the Tagbanwa continued to believe in their native gods, specifically in four gods: the Lord of the Heavens, known as Magnisda or Nagabakaban; next is the god of the sea, was named Poko; the third was the god of the earth, named Segumunadok, whose favor was sought in order to have a good harvest; the fourth was Tabyakod, who lived in the deep bowels of the earth.
Visual arts and crafts. As the history explained the eras and relationships that occurred in time, there it created a great history of combining arts and culture of the Tagbanwas. Traditional costumes are fashioned from the bark of the trees, particularly the salugin, local material, wood, and rattan. Men wear loincloths supported by a woven rattan waistband called ambalad, while women wore only brief wrap around skirts made from bark. But today, they adopt the Muslim clothing and later the Western type clothing has also influenced them. Crafts, baskets and wood carvings. These arts are the most notable artistic crafts Tagbanwa are known for. First one is a tingkop, or harvest basket. Cone-shaped basket, it is made of hard stripped bamboo. These baskets are occasionally made of blackened and natural bamboo, which make the design stands out. Second one is bayong-bayong, soft rice baskets. These have square bases and round tops. And the last one is the blackened wood carving of animals, with simple etch or incised features exposing the original white grain of the wood, are the most well-known examples of Tagbanwa wood carving or sculpture, just like Mamanok or rooster, Kararaga, a native bird, Dugyan, a small ground animal. Carved animals are used with rice, betel nut, and other offerings to attract the deities and spirit relatives in the Pagdiwata rituals.
Performing arts, music. There are various musical instruments used by them in complementing the rich Tagban rituals and social gatherings, such as gongs, tipanu or flute, gimbal or drum, arding or jaw harp, kudlung or boat lute, pagang and tibuldo. And a Tagbanwa musical instrument, tube zither made of bamboo inscribed with Tagbanua script. Dance. Tagbanua are known for their ritual dances, festive dances, and ceremonial dances, such as the following. Bugas-bugasan. This is a dance for all participants of a pagdiwata after they have drunk the ceremonial tabad, rice wine. Kalindapan. Solo dances by the female babaylan and her attendants. Runsay. Ritual dances performed by the villagers on the seashore where bamboo rafts laden with food offering are floated for the gods. Sarungkay. Sarungkay is a healing dance by the main babaylan as she balances a sword on her head and waves ugsang or palm leaf strip. Tugatak and Tarindak. These are dances performed by the villagers who attend an inim or pagdiwata. Tamigan. It is performed by male combatants using round winnowers or bilao to represent shields for battles. Purunsay is a ritual dance performed by the villagers on the seashore where bamboo rafts laden with food offering are floated for the gods. The dancing accompanying the runsay, performed about midnight and lasting until daybreak, is possibly the most moving of all Tagbanwa dances, since it is a part of a sacred ritual that takes place only once a year and is performed on the beach from where the ritual raft has been launched towards the SeaWorld. Busak-busak. Guests who attend Albarca, an activity held by the Tagbanwa, have done the ritual watch dances. Festival dances. Batakribid, a dance stimulating the gathering of kamote. Bungalon, a showing of dance. Bugsay-bugsay, a paddle dance using fans. Sagutset, a courtship dance. And Tarek, a traditional dance. The Andardi is a festival dance of the Tagbanwa in and around Aborlan, performed at social gatherings. When dancing during a festival, the performers are dressed in their costumes and hold in each hand a dried palm leaf called palaspas. The music of the Andardi is composed of one part of 12 measures, played or sung continuously throughout the dance. Drum or gongs accompanies the music and the song.
They present or perform their arts during a celebration or social gatherings. They showcase it to their fellow tribesmen. And lately, though the Tagbanua tribesmen are originally shy people, when tourists are present in their territory, they show their arts, specifically they play their music. Drama in Tagbanwa society is expressed as dramatic dances imitating animals, such as busak-busak, and those showing occupations, such as batak-ribid and bugsay-bugsay. But the most important mimetic forms of the rituals where the priestess is possessed by and play the role of deity to whom the offerings are being made.
Art as their ritual. Tagbanwa has numerous rituals that are mostly dedicated to their deities. This shows how they make use of art in honor for them. Rituals such as runsay and pagbuyis are performed to seek protection against the spirits of epidemic sickness and death.
Bugsay, bugsay, kiling-kiling jutay. Bugsay, bugsay, kiling-kiling jutay. Bugsay, bugsay, kiling-kiling jutay. Bugsay, bugsay, sa barutong gamay. Bugsay, bugsay, kiling-kiling jutay. Bugsay, bugsay, kiling-kiling jutay. Bugsay, bugsay, kiling-kiling jutay. Bugsay, bugsay, sa barutong gamay. subscribe to my channel.
The Tagbanwa have their own language. There are between 120 and 175 languages and dialects throughout the Philippines, and there are three main dialects within the Tagbanua tribe: Aborian Tagbanwa, Kalamian Tagbanwa, and many more. In addition to their own language, the Tagbanwa can also speak the different local dialects of Palawan. A portion of the community may also understand Tagalog, Batak, and Koyonon, other Filipino languages and dialects. The Tagbanwas believed that music has power to heal the sick.
The Tagbanwa are traditionally musical people, as they represent their gratefulness and sacrifices through music and dances. Also, during many rituals and gatherings, the Tagbanwa use an assortment of instruments, many of which are traditional to their land and history.
The methods and techniques used in Tagbanwa's art. The traditional costumes of Tagbanwa are inspired from the bark of trees, especially the salugin. It has a unique preparation. After being felled, the tree would be cut around the trunk and the outer bark stripped off to expose the inner layer. Then a mallet would beat the layer until it is soft enough to hang loose from the bowl. This is washed and dried under the sun. In the past, menfolk wore simple loincloths supported by a woven rattan waistband called ampalad, while women wore only brief wraparound skirts made from the bark. The Tagbanwa later adopt some articles of Muslim clothing, but at the present, while many Tagbanwa still wear their traditional apparel, Western cloth typing has found its way among its people. In the past, the Tagbanwas file and blacken their teeth. Their upper and lower incisors are filled with a stone and it is called uuratan. The main purpose of their teeth blackening is to protect them and make them healthier. While also in the past, both men and women wore their hair long and carved their earplugs from the hardwood bantilinaw.
The soft rice baskets, called bayong-bayong, are made with a variety of shapes. The color is woven into the Tagbanwa basket with the use of dyed palm leaves. They excel in the number of designs they apply to their tingko, a harvest basket, made of blackened and natural bamboo, which makes the design stand out. The cone-shaped type of basket is another fine example of Tagbanwa skilled artistry. The funnel effect is accomplished through a close weaving of the bamboo strips towards the top. Blackened wood carvings of animals with simple edge or incised stitches exposing the original white grain of the wood are the most well-known examples of Tagbanwa wood carving or sculpture.
Traditional objects used and made by women. Bracelets and anklets of copper wire were also crafted and worn by women. The Tagbanwa also carved wooden combs and necklaces. They strung bead necklaces to be used in covering women's necks. Tagbanwa women wear bright body ornaments and brightly colored clothes. They dressed just like the non-tribe lowlanders, but some elder men prefer to use G-strings for comfort while tilling the field or going fishing.
Being able to have an outlet for thoughts, beliefs, traditions, and culture through art is one way to preserve one's origin. The Tagbanwa people maintain their own spiritual religion and devotion to their deities that they believe can be found in their surroundings and in anything they cultivate in their lands by performing rituals such as the Pagdiwata as a manifestation of their culture focusing on their religion, for thanksgiving to the deities for a bountiful harvest, and art expressed through dance, hence their own dances and music accompanied by instruments. This way they feel more closer and can openly express their gratitude spiritually to their roots. As traditionally musical people, during rituals and gatherings, they use an assortment of instruments, many of which are traditional to them and are made from the trees native only in their land. Thus, some of their instruments are made of wood or bamboo. The authenticity of the Tagbanwa people in terms of how they incorporate their culture, their art is aesthetically delicate that it does not only shows their origin as well as how it reflects their interaction to their environment and how they want the others to experience their life by letting us celebrate having rich culture and history that stands out as one of the symbol of native Filipino tradition. Indigenous to Palawan, Lordy Mesac and Roderick Pelenya come from the Tagbanua Tribe in the central part of the province. Both were born in Aborlan and are known for a rubber cut printing process. Similar to linoleum or woodcut, a rubber cut is created when the artist carves his image and then prints the reverse image using a press or even rubbing by hand. The rubber used is softer than the linoleum and breaks down faster, therefore fewer prints can be produced. After printing a small edition of prints, the artist hand paints the original rubber cut and presents it as a work of art.
According to Elordi Mesac in one of his interviews, I want to explain the traditions of my tribe. I like to revitalize our culture and traditions, to awaken our youth, to share my thoughts, to set us free from all agony, to give hope to all indigenous people, to awaken the sleeping thoughts and strengthen these things using my art. These are the few paintings that represents their way of living and culture that is expressed through arts. For years of living in the Philippines, many things happened in the tribe. Culture is the customary beliefs, social forms, and material traits of a racial, religious, or a social group, and also the characteristic features of everyday existence. The Tagbanua tribe, as one of the oldest tribes in the Philippines, culture is a very precious treasure they cherish all throughout their existence. Furthermore, they believe that in every tradition and culture they practice, art is in the way of it. For every practices and perspective they release to the world, the stronger their culture is to be seen. We can see that aside from their continuous use of their culture, we can see that the compassion of their generation in passing and nurturing it never fails. The art that they express through culture is a way of giving their respect, dedication, and unity to their history and their ancestors. They express their art through culture in a way that in their next generation, the art is still preserved with the different attributes, experiences, and stories behind it. The Tagbanua tribe is not as famous as the other tribes, but the tourist seems to love their culture because of their marvelous work shown by art. Therefore, their art is expressed just by existing and living their lives with their rich culture in their hearts. With those perspectives, they become unique and respected. As existing comes with living, they surely make their art intact with the tribe's everyday routine. That serves them the foundation of their culture until the end of time.